Hi, my name is Jerry Shaffrin. I am CEO and founder for YouCompli. And joining me today is Scott Borsuk. Scott was Chief Compliance Officer for a very large hospital system. He brings decades of experience from compliance, auditing, and accounting. Scott, thank you for joining today.
My pleasure, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
So I want to start with a quick question.
Sure.
What is regulatory change management?
Regulatory change management is a process used to ensure compliance with all regulatory changes. The process must be scalable, repeatable, and trackable. An effective compliance function brings value by allowing the key stakeholders to sleep at night. You're also ensuring effective regulatory compliance, which will result in accurate coding and ultimately result in revenue protection. Well, before YouCompli, we weren't very effective. We lacked a lot of confidence and we had a fear of missing things. We decided to spend money on YouCompli because the competitor we were using just gave us way too much information. It was overwhelming. YouCompli interprets the regulations and tells us exactly what to do. And on top of that, it's verified by a law firm. That gave us a lot of confidence.
How does YouCompli help you know about regulatory changes and what to do about them?
YouCompli helps us know by monitoring the agencies that we care about. They notify us when we have a change. They highlight specific changes to the regulation so we don't have to read the whole regulation. It's a simple way to know if it matters. Prior to YouCompli, our clinical directors had to read every single regulation. As a compliance professional, I kept my fingers crossed. We actually missed an LCD that resulted in a repayment to the federal government. The value of having YouCompli provided procedures is we're not starting from scratch. They aid our clinical and operational leaders by telling them exactly how to respond to the regulatory change.
How does YouCompli help you decide what matters?
YouCompli helps us decide whether a change relates to our organization by having us answer a few questions up front. We make our decision. It's simple.
How does YouCompli help you manage the rollout of new regulations?
YouCompli manages the whole regulatory rollout process for us. It's all automated, so we're done and we move on. The automated workflow tool adds value by doing all the busy work. Therefore, I get to focus on relationships and I'm not chasing people down.
How does YouCompli help you verify completion?
YouCompli helps us verify the completion of regulatory requirements by giving us complete visibility into the process. With just a few clicks, I can see everything. It's a single source for all regulatory compliance activities. Having YouCompli data demonstrates value in our organization by creating confidence that we have all regulatory changes handled, which limits exposure and protects revenue. We run a very lean organization. YouCompli helps me collaborate with the clinical and operational colleagues by developing an efficient process for regulatory change. What once took hours now took minutes. So that freed up the time for the clinical and operational folks to spend with their patients and their staff.
Scott, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Jerry, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.